Okay. Share. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. Excuse me. Okay, so I haven't taken anything off from yesterday. So except that 30-minute level that we traded that was right here. And then if you remember, if you were watching the updates, I was saying we had a key level right here that rejected one time, but I traded the retest off of the level. So I'm going to remove that because now this one's been sliced through, a couple times. So what happened yesterday, we were saying if the Bulls wanted to keep this thing going higher right away, they would have to get us above this level and above this like cluster of supply zones that we had right here. They couldn't do it. We came back down. We are not in completely no man's land yet. If the bears get below this 3 hour demand that we're currently sitting in, then we can see it continue to go lower into this group of demands that we have down here. So the 1 hour that we have below us, we came down. Of course, this is all in aftermarket, pre-market, but we came down, we bounced up for about 15 points. Then we broke through, came down to the 3 hour, bounced back up to this one, came back down. This is why I like when we have levels that are like close together because you can like ping pong them back and forth. I wish this had happened while like the regular market hours were open here on the East Coast time, but that's okay. So I'm going to remove this 1 hour demand in that zone. Now, I'm not going to remove this 3 hour zone, the 3 hour demand zone. I'm not going to trade it as if it was brand new, right? If the market opens and it pops up out of here, that's great, but I'm not going to trade it as if it's brand new. I just want to keep it so I can keep it in mind because below this zone, I know if price ends up, let me get my trend line here. I know that if price ends up breaking down here and then coming up to retest this area, I know this is what I'm going to be looking to take. I would take, if it breaks through, I would be looking to take the retest off of this zone. And so I'll talk about this more today. We have office hours from 12 to 12:45 today. But if you look to the left, not only is this the bottom of this 3 hour demand zone. But if you look to the left, we had two lows right here that rejected off pretty hard, bounced, whatever you want to say, off pretty hard. So this area to me would be considered a quote unquote key level where we could see a bounce or if it breaks through, we can play the retest off of it. Excuse me. So I'm not gonna take this off of my chart for today, but I'm just going to be watching for if price gets below it, I'll take shorts up under this level. All right, so let's go ahead and start looking for new levels. All right, here on the 12 hour, I'm not gonna, this, mm, this could, I mean, we got a nice little move down. Um, Let me see if I see this on some lower time frames and I might mark it, but right now I'm not interested in marking this one as a 12 hour. Um, all right, and nothing else above us. I'll go down to the 6. Same thing, we're seeing similar pattern where we have the moves down, but this move that kind of countered this one. It's not, this particular move is not strong enough for me to be interested yet. We had this demand zone here on the 6 hour, and price did come back. Like you can see, it came back into the demand zone and gave a nice little pop up. That was yesterday. Remember when we started charting, I was saying we're currently sitting in a 6 hour demand zone right here. That helped fuel that rally from yesterday that we caught off of that 30-minute, or y'all caught because I couldn't actually trade it. Let's keep going down to the 4 hour. Man, it's just not quite. It's not quite giving it to us right here. All right, on the 4 hour, nothing else. Let's see if the 3 looks the same. Yep. It's getting shorter and shorter and shorter. Nothing there. Some of y'all had this level marked yesterday. Um, and it actually hit exact like almost to the T. I didn't have this one marked, but I think some people did. Somebody even traded it. I don't know if they're in. I don't know if they're in this call, but okay, here we go. 2 hour. All right. So 2 hour is giving us a supply zone here. Patience, you had that. Okay, yeah, yeah. I knew somebody was talking about it. All right, 2 hour is giving us a couple on the way down. It's giving us a supply zone here, a small one here, and at 9 o'clock, which is in 9 minutes, this one will be a valid 2 hour as well. I'm going to mark this one and this one. This one you guys can definitely keep on your chart to watch. I do not like trading these little itty bitty zones, but just because I don't mark it doesn't mean you can't. All right, so this one opened. Let me move this out the way. This one opened at 56.34.50. Go ahead and mark that to get us a little. Let's see how far away this is. This is only 10 points away. I'm gonna mark this one here, 56.95.25. 2 hour supply zone. Man, I'm gonna just mark it. We'll see what happens when price gets there, if it gets there. 56.59.25. Okay. Draw this zone. Oh, I didn't edit this. All right, cool. I'm not gonna mark this. Let's see what the high of it is. 56.43. It's a 10-point zone. I'll go ahead and mark it. Okay, so I know this looks like messy, but this zone, remember, I'm not trading this like it's a zone. I won't be looking at this like um I won't be looking at this like it's a brand new zone. Again, you guys do not have to do exactly what I do, right? Because remember yesterday on the 6 hour, yesterday on the 6 hour, remember when we came in, I think it was right here. When we came into chart, we were sitting in this zone, right? Like we were sitting right inside of it. It hadn't gone down and broken it, and it was kind of already bouncing up. But I was just saying I wasn't going to trade it like it was a fresh zone, and we still ended up getting a nice bounce from it. So looking at this 2 hour, although on the 2 hour time frame, this is a 3 hour zone right here. Although we're sitting inside the 3 hour demand, we haven't broken it. It could very well do the same thing that it did yesterday and go ahead and bounce out of here. But I'm just saying I'm not going to trade it that way. But if you like it, then feel free to trade that way. Everyone can do whatever they like. Okay. 2 hour. I'm gonna skip the 90 minute today. All right, 1 hour, we have really similar level to the 2 hour supply. Keep in mind though that the 1 hour starts a couple of points ahead of it. It starts oh wait, let me just look at exactly where it is. It starts about $1.25 ahead of the zone that I have marked at the 2 hour. So this is one of those things where you can be like, oh, it didn't quite get to the zone, but it's still rejected. And this would be why, because it rejected off of this zone here. We got another 1 hour level here at 56.48. This is just looking really like the whole thing could be a rejection zone or it could be really choppy. And then same thing up here to the 1 hour supply sitting inside the 2 hour. Let me look at the 30 minute. All right, this 30 minute already rejected, so we're not going to pay attention to that. And we got a 30 minute nearby this 2 hour supply right here. I'm going to go ahead and mark that level. 56, 56, 25. 30-minute supply. Now, inside of this 3 hour, we also had a 30-minute supply down here that already kicked off a little bit. You see, if we follow the line all the way over, you see how it goes through that red wick to the right, comes down and stabs through it. So that 30-minute that we had over here was already triggered. So if, let me clean this up a little bit, kind of see what I'm looking at. So if price, we're sitting right here, if price, I'm not trading this level as if it's anything. If I'm, if it bounces through here, it'll be fine. I'll get something else. The only reason I'm saying that is because the way I trade, I'm not confident once candles have already gone inside. And then once the market opens, it's really that first candle is always really volatile and, unpredictable. So the way that I try to trade more conservatively. So I'm just going to leave this zone alone, but I will be looking if it breaks through the bottom, I'll be looking for the retest to take from 5,600, the retest off of 5,600 down toward this 6 hour demand. Up here, I'll be looking for a rejection off of this 2 hour supply. We could get a little ping pong bounce between these two levels for a little bit, like if it's going to stay choppy. If this level breaks, this one is a from 34 to 43. It's like about a $9 and some change level. So if this one breaks, I will be looking to trade the next supply that we have up here, which is this 2 hour and 30-minute supply right there. So levels are really close together today. Something is going to get triggered really soon. Aside from this, if I'm looking at let me go to the 5-minute. I really don't need to do this today. I don't need to particularly look for quote unquote any key levels today because we have a ton of supply and demand. Um, above, and then we have a trade below us as well. We got like a ton of supply up here. And if it breaks through this demand, we have a trade to take below it. But if I were looking for key levels, I would just be looking at where the price is now, and I would be looking backwards at the chart for strong levels of rejection. And so that levels that we would need to clear to keep it higher. So essentially you see how we're on like a high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And so it looks now that instead of getting a lower low, we got a higher low, right? This low is higher than this one. So in order for us to keep this going up, looking to the left, we need to clear this level right here. So this would be the key level that I would mark if I was, if we didn't have any supply and demand. Just so happens that this key level also coincides with the 2 hour supply, which would give me a little bit more confidence in trading a rejection to the bottom. I feel like this was, I usually don't say don't say all of that when I'm charting, but I'll explain this more in office hours today for anyone who wants to hear about it. Okay, so let me clean this up and post it in the channel, and I will be back at 9:30 with you guys to trade. And hopefully we'll catch some good moves. All right, see ya.
Office is
Oh,
at 12,
go
right?
ahead. Uh-huh. What'd you say?
Office hours is at 12 today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
12 to 12:45. If I'm gonna move them to 45 minutes, when I do them like multiple times, if I, have the time to do them multiple times a week, I need to move to 45 minutes because I keep getting like what was happening last week and the week before. I keep getting caught up in like work meetings. Someone would just like randomly call me and I'll run into the time, but because I do it over my lunch. So, all right, y'all, I will see y'all in the channel.